What's up? What's going on, everybody? And this is just a sneak peek into a session that I had with a client. Here I'm using the Hypervolt first, and just to kind of warm up the tissues and bring some blood flow in there. You don't want to be cranking on the muscles too much without bringing some blood flow into them first. So that's what I'm using the Hypervolt for. And yeah, after this, we'll try to get the blood flowing. All right, in this next section, I'm going to apply some glide here, and then we're going to get some blood flow through the legs. So you'll see I'll do some kind of pumping motions to bring the blood flow just through the legs here. Just going up toward the hips, pushing upstream here. And then I'm going to go in and kind of start searching for some trigger points to release. Here, we are trying to release some trigger points in the quads to get some freedom for the hip to move around. She likes to run, so we had to make sure that we obviously address the hips with any runner. So here I'm just going over the knees a little bit, the ligaments by the knees. This really just feels good, and you can get the close attachment points in the knee ligaments. And then I continue just up the leg, trying to pump again, or actually not pump here. I'm actually spreading my hand, and here is where the trigger point starts. So I'm just using my elbow for a little bit of a glide here. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. One is I'm trying to use more forearm than elbow because I have a very bony elbow, so like it's like a knife. And especially if somebody's pretty sensitive, they are not going to really respond well to a full-blown elbow. So you want to make it like less blunt, or less pointed, I would say. So you would want to make it more broad. So you can start there, but if the client or patient is able to take a little bit more pressure, you can dig in there with a little bit of your elbow. And from here, we just get a little ring out of the legs. This again feels really, really good on those tissues in the quads. You can kind of get adductors a little bit here as well, as I push with one hand and pull with the other one, and making sure that I'm using my body during that. And here we got another pump. Notice how I am leaning with this. I'm not just hunched over. This is for all the therapists that might be watching. You want to be mindful of your posture, because otherwise you're going to need to be on this table every other session. So just be mindful of your posture. I catch myself a couple times with bad posture here, but just be mindful of it. Here I actually have my hand open up really, really wide, and I'm pushing through. So again, another pumping motion, just trying to get all the blood to circulate through there now that we got rid of some of the knots and adhesions and things like that in there, just getting some localized blood flow. Okay, so here I kind of sped up the video, but this is just going through some hamstring work and a little bit of hip work. I didn't put the whole session in here because I didn't want to bore you with everything, but just giving you a sample of what we would be going over if you were to get a session, and kind of what to expect if you didn't know what to expect with these sessions. Sessions are usually 90 minutes at least, because in order to make some change, we need to actually get in there and make some open things up. And 90 minutes or more is going to be perfect for that. As you see here, the hamstrings were a little bit tight. So here we get to a little bit of just pin and stretch. So you can see I'm kind of pushing down on the fibers in her hamstrings as I push the leg up slightly, and this just helps stretch you out a little bit faster. And I find it a bit more effective than just regularly passive stretching. Also in this, she's actually doing a lot of the work. I'm just supporting. So she's actually pushing her heel up to the sky, contracting the quad as I give pressure and come down the tissues. So all these sessions, we're not just doing passive stretching. There are definitely active components of that, and that's going to be very, very necessary for you to have lasting results in a treatment session or just a maintenance session, for you to actually be doing some of the work and not just passively getting stretched. But I digress. This is just now you can kind of see just from doing that where her hamstring flexibility went compared to the beginning. It was right at around 90. That was at around maybe 110 degrees or so. So you see, just by doing that, you could easily gain a couple degrees of range of motion, and that was just 1 or 2 minutes of that kind of work. Now we go into opening up the adductors, a little bit of the glutes here, and getting into a little bit of compression work. And I hope you guys got to just see a sample of what a session would look like. And yeah, just like, comment, share, subscribe, DM me, send me a text, email.